Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing things that I'm getting excited for in the future patch, and I want to see how they work once we get to PvP. But for now, we're just going to be looking at doing some AI games with a really interesting new list concept. So what we've got here is a list that I was talking to PAX about, and they've said they've had some success recently running Furia lists. Now, Fury, if you don't know, just basically ticks up damage every turn, so she gets more and more attack, but only for one attack. So it can, tick more and more and more until eventually you get enough damage to just one-shot the opponent's captain. You can use it to take out crew, but the captain's usually the best option. Now, PAX has said that Extilior works really well because people can't just ignore Extilior, so they have to ignore Furia to make up for it. So I wanted to try that out, and what I wanted was a few things to support this game plan. So we've got Fate Twister Tantan, who guarantees Furia's attack's going to hit, so great strategy there. We've got Stitching McPatchy for a few heals, Ursix Nectarvine for more heals, more Cinder, which we can use for Stitching McPatchy's heals or for other abilities. And also now that this has got a passive ability, so that doesn't trigger on the first turn you play it, it's a little bit cheaper as well. We've got Beatrice just to provide a bit of a brick wall at the beginning, Chuck and Co for the exact same reason. Saria to help provide a little bit more protection, probably more to Extilior than to Furia, but both are viable. We've got Shrapnel here just as a solid frontline unit, just start hitting things. Crankbait to go for a little bit of positioning play, and then lastly we've got Turncoat, because I love Turncoat, but also because I feel like Turncoat actually works quite well trying to protect things, because you can just immobilise it for a turn, and if you use good move blocking, you can actually just steal units as well. So really looking forward to trying this out. Like I said, we're going to go into an AI game for the moment, because at the moment we haven't got access to basically matchmaking, and I've posted in the Discord and there's no one currently free to play a game. So I wanted to just go in and try this out in an AI game, just to get an idea of how the list works in general. So if you enjoy the content, please do hit that subscribe button. We're about to get to all the new content, so there's going to be loads of things coming. I can't wait to share it all with you. I'm as excited as anyone else is. And if you want to let me know in the comments if you think this list will work, if you don't think it will, and if you want to support the channel, the best thing you can do is head over to the Patreon link below. I still love this intro. I think it's fantastic. I still need to test it with the new paints, actually, to see. With paint, to see if the paint schemes show up. I assume they would, and if they do, that's completely awesome. This little intro is good as well. It does take a little while to load, but the interesting thing here is we've got different Cinder usage as well. So the Cinder piles work differently than they previously did. Okay, so we've got 3 objectives. We're slightly further. Harvestable Cinder in the middle. Because now if you start your turn on these objectives, you gain Cinder, but you can also blow them up. So blowing them up, obviously, quite powerful. So we're just going to move this direction and try and play Furia somewhere relatively safe. So it's not going to be hugely safe, but we want to try and still get some objective play as well. We'll Shield of Hope Furia. Now there was a discussion I had as to whether Furia's ability still triggers on the first turn because it's a passive. And let's have a look. It does. So there are passives that trigger on the first turn. I wasn't aware that that was definitely going to be the case, but I had heard that that was quite likely. So yeah, this is unlikely to do anything. This is interesting because, okay, they just deployed it straight away. Oh, they hit that as well? That's not fair. Okay, so Torian's now super hard to deal with just because of that additional buff to the buff to the sort of percentage hit chance. To the dodge chance basically. So here we can just move in and take a spin, which is like the only realistic option we've got. So we'll just do this first. Get that spin in there. We will also Shield of Hope ourselves as well. Furia is going to pop back here, and what we can do is we've got a few different options here, and I think Beatrice is probably the right one because they're all grouping up and we just want to be as safe as possible early on, and that means we have 4 leadership next turn, so we can play one of our bigger units or 2 other smaller units. So what I actually want to do is play Beatrice just here so that we're on the objective, but also potentially making their movement very awkward. They have to move one of these 2 first to even get Torian out of there. We could play Stitching McPatchy, but I prefer the idea of saving the resource here, and this way we can slowly work on. Okay, so they've gained that. Oh, okay, so this doesn't actually. Oh, you can trigger it multiple times, and it also doesn't deplete, which is interesting. I wasn't aware of that. See, this is what I do like, is that there's actually so many things to learn, even in like AI games, that I actually don't feel like I've got all the answers, which is nice. Okay, so the interesting thing about that is, in theory, we should be able to maybe move over here. I mean, that's just going to trigger again. The AI, I think, is not used to Cinder Spheres again. So we've got a couple of things that we can damage here, which is good. We've got Furia stacking up. Honestly, I think next time we're probably looking at playing Savria and maybe Tantan. Okay, so with all these turning up here, we're actually just going to want to try and do things slightly differently. So I think this is going to hit our captain. It doesn't, which is perfect. This is what we wanted. Because now we can actually... We're still going to hit Beatrice, unfortunately, so... You know what, let's just Shield of Hope Beatrice. And still Sword of Justice to kill both of those. I don't think we're killing the pile. Okay, good, because the piles can explode, and that one explodes for 3 area damage. But yeah, because we've now got 4 leadership here, we can deploy a couple of things. Could be Shrapnel, maybe? Because Shrapnel's... We need something good versus Torian, though. You know what? I actually think I just want to play Turncoat somewhere safe like this. And then we'll keep hold of this, just make it as safe as possible. Yeah, we're still going to just keep on ticking up Furia. Make it so it's very hard for them to kill her. Not impossible, but hard. Okay, so it does disappear after a few uses. I thought the last use would actually make it explode, but I guess that's only specifically if you attack it. So the thing we can do here is, if we get Turncoat to live, we can actually just move around here and steal Antios with our ability, which is what we're going to look at doing. Okay, these Cinder Spheres have not been good for our opponent so far. Yeah, so they're going to take 2 damage here. Okay, that was unnecessary because they've already moved. So we're actually almost guaranteed to live with Turncoat here. They do need to get 1 more damage onto us next turn. If we hit this, this would be great. We did, that's perfect. Okay, so if we go to, say, here, it's going to be very difficult for other things to hit us. And we'll just try and steal Antios. Now, we can actually just... I think what we want to start doing is moving up and applying pressure to Astra. So we can just... Can we get both of these? Because it's either 3 to 1 and 2 to the other, but... This looks like it can hit both. There we go. I wish these circles were just a little bit clearer. That looks like it works to me. There we go. So this does kill one of the things that we're worried about. And then we can just deploy around this as well. Honestly, I think we just deploy a Nectarvine. Try and block this in. And just move Furia just into range of it for next turn. Oh yeah, Beatrice was going to go for the hit here. So we do need to consider getting Tantan out soon, because they're going to get starting to stack up. But this is just a general idea of how we want the list to work. So here we know that we've got pretty much a really safe Turncoat. So we're almost definitely stealing this. They've got no movement abilities that we can see or anything like that. Yeah, the AI definitely needs practice for the Cinder Spheres. So they can hit our captain, they can attack our Vine, but all... Oh, they can... Okay, they missed that, that's fine. We're not in danger anyway. This is going to start healing us up next turn, so we're going to get not only a free Antios, but a Turncoat that can start doing more work. Potentially even move over here and take something else out. So we've got Antios. We can move here. So what's Turncoat's range? So if we move to there, we actually have range of picking up that. Picking up the... What's it called? I've forgotten what I was trying to say there. I think we just go for this. I'm going to move into this gap, spin against all of them, because at the moment we know we're going to give them a Toxoid here, but that's not really something we're too fussed about. So go for a hit here, just get the damage in, and we need to start playing Tantan out, so Tantan can just come... Let's bring Tantan just down over here, should be relatively safe. I mean, even this way is probably safer. We've got no more leadership that's relevant apart from maybe Stitchy, but we've got too many units out. So we can actually just hit this, which stops them making another Toxoid. And we're going to Shield of Hope Tantan. Beatrice can move, but honestly I don't think we need to. So we're going to end this here, and it looks like next turn this fish go to 17, is it? Yeah, 17 attack. So we only need to get 1 point of damage onto their Astra to get the guaranteed kill. So you can see how the list is designed to work. You can see sort of my thought processes. I really do think Turncoat is more powerful than currently gets credit for. To be able to just steal a unit completely is utterly absurd. It's one of the most powerful things that exists in the game, and with clever positioning it's not even too difficult, especially if you're not against a Zax who has those movement abilities. You know, it's going to be really hard to actually keep that hidden, keep that sort of safe from the Turncoat ability. So I think I'm going to be playing a lot of Turncoat in the future. I'm going to be challenging myself to steal as many units as possible. I'm going to be doing everything I can. But for now, I'm going to move here, make Furia incapable of missing. Beatrice, do you job. There we go. And then to finish it off, one nice big shot, 100% accuracy, guaranteed, and there we go, 17 damage. So this is a strategy I actually think has got a lot of viability. I think Furia's always had that possibility there, but now that you can actually deploy her turn 1 and start protecting her, you can tick up so much quicker, and it really does give that a little bit more of a, a reason to be there, really. It's not just a eventually you'll get there, because in most games previously with the old resource system, you'd probably need to be ahead by the time you played her anyway, so you probably were going to win the game no matter what. So now we've got that little bit of extra variety in there, and hopefully something we're going to see a lot more of in future is a bit more variety in lists. So many units are viable now that didn't used to be before, and honestly I'm just very, very keen for it. If you've enjoyed this, please do hit that subscribe button. Let me know if you think this is a viable list or if something you'd tweak on there as well. And also just, if you really can do, go ahead and support over the Patreon and the link down below. But most importantly, thank you for watching. Let's get excited for the brand new patch coming hopefully this week. We don't know quite when, but I'm keen no matter what. And have a good day.